So, as demo was available, I took a chance to play it. I have a GPU Nvidia 1050, it was near to minimum requirements, but it handles pretty well. They had implemented optimization. When I started the game, shaders were installed, so I had to wait around 15 minutes for that. The demo is divided in two parts. First is general introduction in the story, and second is where the story takes a twist. So at starting scene, protagonist ride a boat down the canal. I had graphical reduction almost to minimum, but everything looked really good, so props to game optimization. When some robots or citizens were talking, there were text box on top of them, so it's a great approach to make player know which NPC is talking. As further on the game were some moments when was quite a lot of audio played parallel, so in this way you still can make out what they are talking about.
Would you care for some more soda, comrade?
Game really made me feel as there is a celebration going on and I'm in some wonderful place. There were Soviet music playing in background and some retro cars driving around, which made that weird feeling. You see high-tech robots and also retro stuff.
Hey, that bot's actually pretty good. Nice coordination.
Did you just praise a robot? I'm amazed.
So there were multiple stands where was given out some kind of connection device. As story goes, it will connect user to central neural network, and you know at that moment I have that feeling that this will not end good if something goes wrong.
At the moment, the device functions as a personal telephone set and headlight, but it also allows the user to get used to wearing it on their head.
It's free, right?
Absolutely. Allow me to connect you.
I like that further on game remembers that you already was on one of the stands, so there are variations in conversations. One spot which grabbed my attention was TV, where was going on cartoon. Do you know what cartoon this is? Everyone from post-Soviet countries will know it. It is a Russian name, No Pogodi, and direct translation, well, just wait. A very popular cartoon at those times. Also I noticed that eyeballs actually are moving for NPCs, and also they are changing facial expressions like smiling, etc. So of course that is what we expect from new games, but I will just point out that this stuff still works with graphic reduction, as I seen some cases where by reducing graphics basically is a horror scene for player. Could become even unplayable game, like it was case for indie game Corrupted. Basically on every step there is some conversation, something is happening, so a lot of information for player. I spent like around 40 minutes listening to various conversations, to NPCs, watching what they are doing, etc.
The robot is man's best friend, eh? Interesting.
Also there was monument site where player can learn a bit about backstory of this world. Further on I went into some kind of lab where protagonist got an upgrade and player are introduced how to use it. It was ability to see through objects.
Demon, be gone!
Overall, there was minimal learning about controls, so player can just enjoy environment and learn the story, so not much distraction, which is great.
A warm welcome to your future.
So the main task is to get to your boss. Protagonist enters a giant room and which just looks epic, and there are two different robot ladies guarding the entrance. They gave a key to your car. these robots look weird, and I can't even describe how I feel. I mean, these have no face and are balancing on feet tips as ballerines. Maybe that has some sort of underlying meaning, like no face symbolizes no emotional attachment to anyone else, which can sow fear into person they are communicating. And standing on toes means that they are energetic and aware, as a result of being busy and challenged. At the same time, this is masculine game, and feminine character is probably chosen due to that, as feminine appearances will have some sort of attraction to men, but as I know, later in game protagonist will need to fight them, so it is a cocktail of feelings they make here. Further on are cinematic scene where you are taken to tour, where flying cities can be seen and the giant monuments. But as protagonists are going to land in destination, he is being attacked by a robot and eventually he crashes into ground. And this is the end of the first demo part.
You have reached your destination. You are now at Laboratory 8 of the Carbon Spaces Offshore Facilities. Have a nice day.
Second part is more of actual combat demonstration. I really like how environment is on the actual Soviet style, which gives a feeling I'm truly in that era. There are first polymer bubbles. There was no demonstration of actual use of them, but player can enter them and swim through. So those possibly could be used to access otherwise inaccessible areas, possibly. I used one to hide from robot, as seemed they are not entering into them. First robots are quite easy to deal with, basically one hit and they are done. This is not the case later on. Later on was scene where Granny helped protagonist to get out of messy situation. And she is one hell of a badass granny.
What are you gawking at? Almost choked to death there. Give me a hand.
Ugh, I didn't see that coming.
As they were spotted, she took over situation by defending with various guns she had. Was funny to watch. Really liked the scene.
Take that! Eat shit and die!
Where'd you get that thing?
No
Give it to
way!
me!
You hang on to that key. I got this.
Further on, protagonist enters underground facility. I love the design of it, but of course best experience would be on max settings as quality is reduced for me. Here the harvest ability is introduced where player can easily gather resources. Also was a lot of audio to listen which tell the story about the game.
The Vavilov Complex is a leading scientific institution dedicated to the study of the Earth's flora.
Further on there was some cool cutscenes. First one where man was dragged away with robot tentacles. There also is introduced safe areas, which basically is checkpoint where player can save the game. And it was nice that there was a cartoon going on TV, kind of make more chill atmosphere. Further on, robots became stronger and was no one hit to deal with them. There are introduced weak spots, etc. And here player also can let his harvest wild dreams free, as almost in every cabinet something was, mostly materials. But I had to mention that in demo I did not saw a place where I could do something with them. One thing which really surprised me was list of workers, and for every single of them was some kind of bio written. I was too lazy to read them all, but damn, that is crazy detailed stuff here. So basically further on was some rooms to explore, and then the last cutscene with the giant robot worm and one crazy laser robot. So my overall thoughts about the demo. I think they had made a really good demo. 2 parts, one dedicated purely for intro and second for combat demonstration. I like the story, how that is presented for player, the art style of that Soviet vibe. On every step there was something to do, so really detailed game, and it gives me a really good feeling about the full game. So definitely I will get the full version, but probably when I will upgrade my GPU for better experience. But I had to mention again, even with graphics reduction it was looking pretty good. Of course some spots of game suffered more, but some looked like on the max settings.